Hello and welcome. Today I want to show you a flipbook that I made for Swap It, for a swap, a 1920s flipbook swap we were doing. I really enjoyed this one. At first I thought it was going to be a little too much of a challenge, which is pretty funny because I was the one who set the event on Facebook for it. So yeah, I gave myself too much of a challenge. Anyway, I absolutely loved it. What inspired me to do this swap was these images from Dover. Weekly I get their free images. You can sign up by email and they will send you an email with a link to some freebies every week. Well, they had some 1920s ladies coloring pages, and I really thought that that was an amazing idea, and I was inspired, and I was planning on coloring them. However, it seems like when I get those free images and I try to print the coloring pages full size, they get really blurry, and I'm not sure if it's the image resolution, if it's my printer, I'm not really sure. So I decided to make them smaller to fit on a flip book. And instead of coloring in all the small little details, I used some of my Tattered Angels Color Shine spray. Well, I don't think it's called Color Shine, but let me go get one of those for you so you can see it. Okay, here we go. Glimmer Mist, Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist. And these are the three colors that I used throughout this. I got these at Tuesday Morning. The big ones, the 2 ounces, were $2.49. And it says compare at $4.99, but I think Hobby Lobby has them for $6.99. So anyway, this one is Sunlight. So I used just a teeny bit of this one. And then this one is Tattered Rose, a tiny little bit I used. And then I mostly used this one, which they didn't have a name in the package of this one. So I'm not sure what this one is. It's kind of a lightish brown, but I used a lot of this. I was really impressed. I'm new to using these. I'm really impressed with it. When I sprayed it on this picture is actually printed on 20-pound copy paper, so I was really surprised that it did not really warp the paper or ruin the paper. It just lightly gave this beautiful shine on top. I don't know if you can see it or not. Okay, so I did that. I added a few jewels, gold thickers 1920 here. I believe this paper was from a 6x6 paper pack graphic 45 that I got at Tuesday Morning. And then this little wood piece here, I made this. Well, not the wood piece. I got a whole bag of square wood pieces at Hobby Lobby for a couple bucks. And then I took some black ink around the edges and then took some black ink and just stamped a vintage lace pattern on it. So I hot glued that on here, but I left this side open just a little bit so I could flip the ribbon in to close it. And I want to talk about the binding real quick. Here's the back of the book. Some pictures I got off of Pinterest and iClipArt, and just added a little bit of ink. Okay, the binding, normally I use washi tape, but it falls apart, so I really wanted to try something else, and I just took some white cardstock and I sprayed it with the Tattered Angels, this one right here, and to give it a little bit of a shine. I used my scoreboard to score it down the middle, or as close to the middle as I could get, and then used some adhesive. That really did seem to help. I did that just on the outside, and I used washi on the inside for a pattern. Okay, so let's open it up. Okay, I tried to stay pretty simple on this one, so there wasn't as much to look at, but there was more of a vintage feel. So here I have a little envelope I inked up, added a bow tie, scalloped circle out of textured brown cardstock, some more Tattered Angels spray, some thread, and a yellow flower. In here I have, for my partner, these were also from Dover. This was an old catalog. It was one of the freebies, but it was an old catalog picture of coats for children from the 1920s. So I just cut out a whole bunch of scalloped circles, inked the edges, put them in here for my swap partner. And then I did not glue the top of the envelope down so I could slip in a tag. This I got from a swap. I had 2 of these from a swap, and I just added some of the Sunlight Glimmer Mist and a little purple. I added the purple because we're gonna have just, it looks a little bit purplish here on the next page, so just to add, kind of pull some of these colors. Here's my other little 1920s lady picture, and I sprayed her up with the Glimmer Mist. And I glued on some thread and some flowers and enamel dots and stuff here. See, here's the washi I used on the inside. This is my favorite washi. I got it from Tuesday Morning. It sticks really well. But I put that here just for some extra. Here I printed from Pinterest an old dictionary page. So I made a little side pocket and then put some vintage ish ephemera in here. These are from a Smash book. Let's see, I think I have that here. Whoa, and I'm gonna lose my camera. Sorry about that. Just 1 second. So these were from a Smash book, like pack from Tuesday Morning. Let me grab one here. I didn't use this one because this one's not open yet, but they're like this, 49 cents, K & Company. There was a whole bunch of them there. I got one of each of the ones that they had there, and some of them were rather vintage looking. So I took out 3 of those little things, inked them up. And this is from a Calico Collage. She has an excellent Etsy shop. She does beautiful collages and things like that. But this one is from her Traveling Through collection. I had printed some of the papers from that collection to do another project. And then I wasn't going to use this card in the project. And I realized it was from 1928. So I had to just, you know, round the edges, ink that up, and add it in for some fun right there. So that's that. And then this page here, I really didn't want to add much on it because I really wanted to focus on the background, which is really vintage and travel-ish. Made a little belly band here, stapled it on, tiny attacher, some little paper clips with jewels, and I already showed you the back. So since I kept it pretty simple because, you know, I didn't want to get too carried away, I made a couple of cards to go with it, with some other pictures I had. So I made this one. I found that picture off of Pinterest. I sprayed it with the glimmer mist, added a bow in the middle, rounded the edges, inked it. So I have that card, blank inside of course. And then here's another image I found on Pinterest, and I added just a stamp, vintage looking stamp there on the bottom. And then here's the last one. Another old catalog picture, a little bit of dictionary here, and a costume piece of jewelry there. So that was my 1920s swap and what I put together there. Have a great day.